He predicted the pandemic, he predicted the fall of the USSR, and before he died, he had one final prediction, and it kicks off this July. I'm Sukboy. You're awesome. Let's talk about it. In 1955, a French astrologist named André Barbault had a prediction and published it. He said that around 1989, there would be a major restructuring of the Soviet Union. In 1989, we saw the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the Soviet Union collapsed about 2 years later in 1991. Just saying. Please note that he made that call 34 years before it happened. He then turned his attention to the outer planets, or the generational planets of the 21st century, in which he identified a convergence of planets in 2020. In this period of 2020, he described a collective crisis so severe that it would bring the entire existing world order to its knees. Now, clearly, he was talking about the shitstorm that was the 2020 pandemic. I just want to highlight that this guy actually died in 2019, just before it happened. Funnily enough, he has one more standout prediction, and it starts to roll out this July. Buckle up. In particular, I want to talk about a configuration called the Barbault basket. It's actually called a cradle in astrological pattern theory, and it looks like this. In particular, this Barbault basket or cradle is made up of 4 points. This is the Pluto, 4 degrees of Aquarius, the Neptune, 4 degrees of Aries, Uranus, 4 degrees of Gemini, and finally, Jupiter, 4 degrees of Leo. Now, all I'm saying is, if André Barbault's track record means anything, we should probably understand exactly what this configuration means. Now, caveat, I know that you want to know how this aspect pattern will actually impact you. I've got you covered. Head over to my page and watch your rising sign forecast playlist. It's the very first video. I've pinned them all to the top. Very easy to find, and that will give you the nuance and insight about how July through the rest of this year and how this aspect pattern will impact you, especially if you have anything around 4 degrees of any given sign. Now, when Barbault actually saw this configuration pattern, this basket, this cradle, he actually saw it as the official breakout moment of a new civilization that actually kicked off all the way back in 2000. Meaning there is a big difference between something being born and something being operational. And indeed, he says in 2026 that this new civilization becomes operational. In a nutshell, let's set some parameters by what he exactly means. What institutions are actually for? Who controls information? What is money? And who do governments serve? If you're seeing what I'm seeing when we look at the cultural zeitgeist, none of these components of society, or civilization for that matter, are what we would regard as stable. This is part 1 of my interpretation of the Barbault basket. Follow along if you indeed give a shit.